What's up, everybody? Growing up, there's a certain advantage of hanging out with a different generation than you. And that's the know. And this is for all the young folks. Because there is a gap between certain generations and a younger generation built on freedom and independence. And this is so key because a lot of people want you to depend on them for the little things. And I'm the kind of person where it's better to empower people, give them their own, so that when you want to do whatever you want to do, you can do it without waiting for somebody to do something for you or waiting for somebody to approve that kind of thing. Now, when you're working in music, it's different when you have managers or you have an administrative panel or whatever that handles that. Now, with times and changing the time, they might not understand that, the key is basically empowering the next generation. And sometimes you might find that there's a gap between what is expected of you and what you're supposed to get for what you do. You know what I'm saying? And then it could be depressing when you think about it because when you're with certain type of people, they give you that freedom. But when you're with a different kind of person who's thinking of it as it's what you do for me or it's it's what I can get out of you that determines how I compensate you. And it's so frustrating. And I can understand how people feel when you're putting in the work, you're doing what you need to do, but you're not just getting that star treatment. You're not just getting that respect that you deserve. So this is why I say it's really about who you decide to open yourself up to. And this is what I do. I just greet you. I just give you a certain level of respect and then see what you do with that. And a lot of people take that respect, run away with it, say a lot of things underneath, those undertones that you normally hear that are darn right disrespectful, you know what I'm saying? And the only way that you can deal with it is through your sound. Now, a lot of people might disagree with how you voice your sound and how you get that feeling out, but to me, that's the only way. Because I'm not going to pay somebody to hear me rap. I'd rather just say how I feel and then play it back and just be like, okay, maybe I should have said that. You know what I'm saying? But if you work with an engineer, and the engineer goes behind your back and it adds that effect, knowing fully well that it's 2 times that he's done that. You know what I'm saying? Back then and now. Am I responsible for that? And how come if you say you want to manage me, if you say you want to manage my art, my image, my likeness, how come it's different for you to compensate me the same way as you compensated people that didn't even do it but pretended to do it? So I want to know how some people just don't see you fit to have the same kind of treatment. But we all living in the same size of house. We all live in the same type of apartments. You know what I'm saying? But it's different to say, oh, I'm going to give you what's going to make you live a better life. And then people wonder why you want to leave. If you want to go to a new city or you want to find a new experience. And it's not because they're not good people here or that you can't work with them. It's just that their eyes are stuck on you being that kid many years ago that they just don't see that woman, that man, that growth, that understanding, that independence. And if you can't see the independence, I don't know how you're going to keep me dependent on you. I don't know why we would need a concert of management if they're not doing what they're supposed to do, which is knowing when to ask, how to improve, and get it to you. Very difficult for people to do that, but when it's time to spend, everybody's in. So these are the things that I've never understood. This is the reason why I hung out with a lot of people who were older than me. You know what I'm saying? So that I can understand that, look, if there's nothing to say, there's nothing to say because I made the effort and you just don't want to say it. If you don't want to say it, I don't see how I'm going to have a good or fair time. If you don't want to protect me, how am I supposed to feel protected around you? Think about it. Because they'll pull the whole security. They'll tell everybody not to bring a gun, but they will bring a gun.